Wow, look at that. We're back.
We're here for the first time because we lost our recording.
First time. Yeah, we did. Chad told a story about how he had a really great time for the first time in a long time. The internet was like, get that shit out of here, Chad.
Yep,
and
it's
then,
true.
So,
okay, now you'll never know.
Recording died. But now we were just about to hop into our community death battle after saying all the wonderful things that are going on in our company, like Neon Kabini and Poe Iron Fist. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because it is an excellent death battle on all levels. So,
and when's Neon Community coming? The new show from RT
May
Animation?
27th, right?
I was trying to give Dennis a chance, but all right.
Well, I think that was a great little recap of the 20 minutes that we just
burned.
Tried and failed.
We were enjoying ourselves.
We were having a great
spent
time.
having fun is never time wasted.
But now
if
we
you guys are
watching
this on YouTube, you should come watch us live Wednesdays at noon Central.
Yeah,
because then you would have seen.
Because then this
all
wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And you would have seen the hot takes I had about Demon Slayer that got me canceled.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
now that's gone forever. So nobody.
Thankfully, no one is going to yell at me on Twitter
uses it against you. Oh, great.
All right, community death battle.
All right, yeah. Let's talk about Omni-Man versus Homelander. Matchup request that we've been seeing a lot of ever since Invincible aired. For good reason. There's a lot of similarity between the characters. Obviously, they are evil Supermen sort of type parody characters in a lot of ways, and have their own, their own spins on it. Very unique spins in some ways. But this is what I've been getting requests for this matchup for a while now.
Crazy.
Ever since the show came out. So let's talk about it and see if it could actually work as a death battle. Who knows? It might actually work. It might not, though. So this is going to be the community death battle, and here's how this works. Liam is going to be arguing for Homelander. I will be arguing for Omni-Man. And the jury that's going to decide who wins consists of 3 seats: Chad, Sam, and you watching this live. If you're not watching this live, we do this show every Wednesday at noon Central Time. Check it out on Rooster Teeth TV. So we're going to argue, but this isn't a courtroom. Everybody's part of the conversation. So chime in if you have anything you want to say for either character. And let us know what you think. So let's go ahead and get started with opening statements. I can go ahead and start with mine.
Please.
I don't really have anything written down. I'm just going to kind of riff, but let's do it. Omni-Man wins because he's just way more powerful, and it's pretty dang obvious because he can fly to different solar systems. He can fly out of Earth's orbit in a matter of seconds. He literally does not need a spaceship to travel through space millions upon millions of light years, and is immensely strong compared to Homelander. Homelander gets buried by like a crap ton of rubble and a bus in season 2. And in season 1 of Invincible, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's going to be major spoilers for Invincible and the boys here. So if you haven't watched the shows, you might want to duck out. But in season 1 of Invincible, not just a bus, a fucking subway train slams into Omni-Man and somebody else. And he just kind of stands there and just takes it. And he's fine.
There you go.
The end. That's it. 5 seconds left on the clock. I'm good.
You don't even need the full 60.
Nah, man.
There you go. But if you're gonna drop an Invincible, like a really large Invincible spoiler, give me a warning because I'm gonna take my headphones off because I haven't seen Invincible yet and I want to.
Too bad.
No, just tell me. Just give me a heads up. Otherwise, I'm already voting for Homelander. All right. So
my knowledge of Invincible is the trailer came out, and then I tweeted about how when they throw the baseball around Earth in the trailer, not spoilers, it is literally the trailer, that shouldn't work. And then Nick, our long-term coworker, pointed out that also, because in the trailer he's like, "Can you hear it coming?" And the little kid's like, "Yeah, for she's." And then Nick was like, "That's so much faster the speed of sound. You cannot hear it coming, you idiot. That's not how this works." And I was like, "Word." Bad shows, bad hot takes.
But maybe Viltrumites can hear something beyond sound waves. Ever thought of that?
Well, yeah, of course we thought about that, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And it does seem like a really good show, and I've heard generally great things all around about it. So I really do want to watch it. But
the comic is really, really good too.
Yeah.
Though I'll say this, I think the show is a better adaptation of the stuff that it covers than the comic is. The comic starts off like good and gets much better over time. The show starts at that same like much better over time level.
Well, what's fascinating to me is it. Before we get to Homelander, like it is a similar situation to The Boys in a way where they are sort of rebuilding the story based on what already exists. So it is a different story, well, sort of different, not nearly as different as The Boys is from the comic, but it is a different take on it. It is sort of like the Redux version of it. But in this case, it's the same writer.
Yeah.
Like the guy who wrote the comic is basically 20 years later is basically redoing his story for a modern take, for a what I assume
gotta be.
he thinks is a better version of it or an improved version of his.
And I would
story.
agree. I would agree with him because he's fixing a lot of like weird things. And I was reading the comic, I was like, why is that there? Like, not that it's bad, just like it's a little messy.
It's very early 2000s kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't
I'll
quite
say
translate
this
to modern
in
day.
terms of the difference between The Boys and Invincible. The Boys focuses more on like social commentary, and critique of our culture, American culture, in a lot of different ways, like American foreign policy, like superhero media. While Invincible is more about is actually basically like a pretty like straight up like superhero story, that focuses on like personal relationships within people, between people.
It's not there to make a meta commentary on itself. Like The Boys is a meta commentary on superheroes. I feel like.
Oh yeah. Well, and corporations.
I just want to point out. I think it's Afterlife in the chat, which is Mark versus the guy from Sky High for a death battle.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's fucking hilarious.
Versus, oh my god,
whatever the
what's
fuck his name is.
Oh,
the guy.
Oh no, no. I know his name.
Want to
I've seen
say
it before.
his name is Mark. Is it not? It's something like Mark. It's some pretty standard American name. I'm pretty sure. Okay, but yeah, Invincible is very much like if you just took the Justice League cartoon and just
Will
held on the shots a
Stronghold.
little bit longer. Will versus Mark.
Will Stronghold.
Love it.
Yeah,
Great.
Omni-Man
looks like J. Jonah Jameson found a super suit.
Do you know who voices him?
No.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
J.K.
hilarious.
Simmons himself.
J.K.
That's
Simmons.
amazing.
Man.
That's amazing.
Liam, you gotta give us your 60 seconds now. We gotta get this going.
Yeah. A Homelander obviously wins. Duh. Okay, so a lot of Ben's initial argument was very flawed. A lot of made up stuff. Millions of light years. I'd like to see the proof on that one, Benny boy. The fact of the matter is that if we're just taking the TV shows, Homelander's shown way more than Omni-Man has. The biggest feat he has, Stillwell says very specifically that they've thrown every single type of weapon on Earth and nothing can kill him. That would include the most powerful nuclear weapons in existence. Yeah, sure, Homelander has been stopped by some of that stuff, like the falling rubble, but it's because he doesn't care. He's never really hurt by anything. He's just way better than everyone else. We haven't seen his limits. We have seen Omni-Man's limits. Homelander could destroy the Seven. Omni-Man almost got, well, let's save that. Spoiler. It's the first episode, but yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the setup for the show.
It's kind of the setup for the show. He almost dies.
He gets knocked out by Guardians of the Globe.
That is also in the trailer.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you see
I
him.
don't think
You
so.
see the aftermath of him with clearly he's just received an ass whooping in the trailer.
Yes.
So I feel like it's episode one. It's not that bad of spoilers, but
Ass whooping isn't quite the way I would describe what happens when he, takes on the Guardians of the Globe. At least not to him.
I do have a hot question here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch one of these shows, which one do you watch?
They're
only
super
one?
different.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
I think it depends how Verhoeven you want to get. Because, if you want
exactly.
that commentary aspect, The Boys, versus Invincible, Invincible is not trying to really say anything. If you compare it to The Boys, it's not trying to say anything profound or whatever. It's more so just an adventure that holds the camera on the action a little bit longer than Justice League would have. That's the main difference, I think.
If you want like gritty, cynical,
I think The Boys personally is more to my tastes. Just because this is going to sound super pretentious and weird, but it feels smarter to watch, basically.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
like it just feels more dense and interesting.
I
to
prefer
me.
The Boys because it feels smarter.
It's just more dense and interesting to me. But whereas Invincible, Invincible also suffers from the fact that it is a very early 2000s story. Even when it's being modernized, like it's still a story from like before we had The Boys, from before like the evil Superman thing was like the popular trope, right? I mean, it's always been a popular trope to a certain extent, but nowadays it's like a completely different thing. So a lot of Invincible feels a little samey, and that's kind of the point of it. It very much embraces tropes and tries to do new things with them. But if that's not what you're looking for, like you're gonna prefer The Boys.
If you want fun, kooky, goofy, comic booky, like the Invincible's way more comic booky. The Boys is not comic booky. The Boys is like
the whole.
Boys also has like this wonderful dark humor that I just love.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's terrible.
It's so nasty. It's so nasty.
It's hilarious to me. And Invincible doesn't quite do that sort of thing.
Like Laser Baby, right? Like
the question was actually just a setup and trick question because you were supposed to say anything on HBO Max, not both these Amazon Prime shows. You foolish fools. Now Papa's gonna be mad. I don't know what to say, guys. Papa's gonna be mad.
Well, not for long.
Yeah, well, not for long. Maybe. I guess it'll still be Warner Media.
Maybe.
So we can't say that. I don't know. Who knows? But DC shows. Also, go watch The Nevers. Maybe not. I don't know. I watched it. I want to talk about that. I don't know if any of y'all watched The Nevers, but that's
Sam's like, new corporate restructuring happened. I'm gonna shill my ass off to make sure I'm good.
That's not a joke. We had a.
This Hunger Games, really surprise.
We were talking
one
about
of us
this.
Will survive.
We almost had a guest on this episode that was like with a different company, and we were like, "Oh, is it gonna be okay?" This is the most Amazon Prime heavy episode we've like. It's literally 2 exclusive shows to Amazon, but like we don't really give a shit at all.
Yeah, that's not a problem. All right, let's get to what you were talking about, Liam. What were you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. You said he's flown millions of light years.
Oh, from Viltrum. Like it literally shows him flying from Viltrum to. It might not be millions of light years. It might be thousands. I don't know how far. We don't know how far away Viltrum is.
Yeah, we don't.
But he just flies by himself. There's no spaceship or anything like that.
I mean, it is an Earth allegory, right? So I think it is safe to say that the closest galaxy with planets to Earth is at least a couple thousand light years away, I believe.
Solar system. We have solar systems that are near us that have planets that sustain life. But yes, he flies from Viltrum. We don't know how long it takes him. We know that.
This is where like the show versus the comics does create a little bit of an issue because we do know how long it takes them if we were.
And we're talking about the show.
But regardless, he flies into space from ground level within 5 seconds. At the
yes, that is true.
Well, do we know that Homelander can't do that?
And we know that he leaves the solar system. No. We do know that he leaves the solar system in less than 2 weeks. Probably much faster than that. But
I mean, just for the record, though, our solar system is 1.5 light years around. So, like that, just to give you an idea of him leaving the solar system, we have a footprint there. Like he travels light years. It is not like he travels thousands of miles. It is literally light years he's traveling.
Yes. So leaving the solar system in less than 2 weeks, and that's not like edge of Pluto. That's edge of the whole solar system. Everything surrounding the sun. Assuming that he took the full 2 weeks, which is obviously not the case. He's obviously faster than that. That he would still have to be flying. I got it right here. Hang on. A minimum of 30% the speed of light. So that's relativistic speeds. That is basically 201 million miles per hour, or 262,000 times the speed of sound.
Ben really wants to get a win under his belt here.
Homelander, well,
Hey, y'all know him. Y'all love him. Bespoke Posts, Box of Awesome. And they're here with some new good summer stuff. We're all kind of getting back out there, back in the world as the vaccines roll out in America. And it's good stuff. And maybe we can go do some stuff. Have a barbecue. Go camping. Well, who's a good companion for that? Box of Awesome, Mr. Bespoke Post over here. They got a whole line of new summer boxes. Y'all know I'm usually talking about cocktail boxes or the ties or whatever, but right now they do have a great lineup of awesome stuff. One including a bushcraft knife that'd be great for hiking or camping, or if you'd rather bring it to the outdoors, there's even a planting kit called Grow this time, so that's super duper cool. Start a little garden back there, get yourself some plant friends. They're wonderful. I have tons of plant friends right now. They're great. Thanks to my wonderful girlfriend who plants them all. Not me. I haven't done anything. I hardly know how to water a plant, but I bet I could do some good ones with Bespoke Posts. Anyways, enough tangent. Get started and take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box for you. Sign up is free, and you can cancel or skip a box at any time. Plus, you get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code BATTLECAST. Just do that at checkout. It's boxofawesome.com, and the code is BATTLECAST for 20% off your first box, so you can check it out, get some awesome stuff, maybe grow yourself some plant friends, and have a good time. Anyways, that's it. Back to the show. Thank you, Bespoke Posts.
fortunately, this matchup there are plenty of people debating this matchup online, and a lot of people are like, here's why Omni-Man wins, because check out these numbers. That is 65,000 times faster than the fastest we know Homelander can go. Actually, the fastest we are assuming he can go, because we know that he can outspeed F-16s. Just assuming he's like twice as fast, which I think is very generous. Omni-Man is still 65,000 times faster.
Well,
Question.
I think you're ultra lowballing Omni-Man too, because even considering like Earth is not the center of our solar system. Clearly, we all know that, but it's
that is from Earth
near
to the
sun.
edge.
Yeah, Earth
That
to
is
the
from
edge.
Earth to the
Even if that's just 1 light year, which it is, depending on which edge he picks, right? The closest edge should be at least 1 light year away. He does that in 2 weeks. That means he's much faster than the speed of light.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, if it's less than 2 weeks, yes, then he's going to be way faster than the speed of light. But I am assuming the time frame we are given in the show, because we're just going by the show here, is within 2 weeks. Because
Although,
okay,
that shit's got to be
semi-spoiler,
mad.
something big happens and a character is knocked out for 2 weeks, and then he leaves when that character is knocked out. And then when the character wakes up 2 weeks later, a dude is like, we've been tracking him, and he left the solar system. Past tense, he left the solar system.
Also, how fucking boring is that got to be? Just like in space for 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so
You're not doing
Yeah,
shit.
I
Like,
would
that's
go
gotta be
I was
insane.
thinking about that.
So
Viltrumites
boring.
can live for apparently thousands of years. So they spend a lot of that time apparently just coasting through space.
Yeah.
that sounds hella boring.
I mean, this isn't really a spoiler from the comics, but in the comics, he flies between solar systems in like less than a week. So, but we are sticking to
Talking about the show here.
And the fastest we have in the
I could
show
bring up
is
fun little
30%
comic book Homelander feats to just sprinkle in to kind of enhance my argument, but I'm not gonna stoop so low as to do something like
Well,
that.
Liam, you got Kaden
Liam,
in the chat starting up the hashtag Ben can't win. So
yeah,
she's back on her bullshit.
Come on. No. This is a pretty, I think this is pretty straightforward.
Well, I have a question, Ben. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How would he kill Homelander?
I'll punch him in the face so hard that Homelander explodes.
But,
I mean, Omni-Man doesn't have that many powers. He's strong, he's fast, he can fly. That's about it.
But can he punch as hard as
a
the biggest nuclear bomb?
Yeah. Because Homelander is pretty much invincible.
I mean,
hey,
there's something to be said. Yeah, Homelander is pretty much invincible, but like from the simple math, it really does seem like Omni-Man is moving faster than the speed of light.
Okay.
And if you hit somebody with hundreds of pounds of actual like matter, faster than the speed of light, you're making a nuclear bomb look pretty small.
Yes. So again, can't use comic book feats here because there's definitely a big one from the comics that I could use to support
Again with the
Omni-Man,
sprinkling
but I'm
of
not
the
going to.
oh my
I'm not going to.
enhancing
not.
of the oh
I'm
my
not going
lord.
to. But instead, I'm going to use something that is in the show. I'm going to use and something compared to the boys show. So going back to that idea, when Kimiko's brother, I can't remember his name, telekinetically drops all that shit on top of Homelander, and he holds him there basically for a good chunk of time. You said Homelander doesn't care. He does though, because that is the same moment when Stormlander
Stormlander.
Stormfront kills spoilers for the boys, kills Kimiko's brother. And then when she does that, Homelander shows up right afterwards and like, he was mine, I was trying to kill him. So he does give a shit. He's trying to create a big moment for himself, a big publicity moment, and Stormfront steals it from him. If he was not knocked out in any way, he would have easily been able to catch up and take care of that. So he clearly cares a little bit, but in comparison,
go on.
In comparison, Omni-Man stops an asteroid the size of Texas. Apparently pretty casually.
Spicy.
That's fucking gigantic. And there is another shot when he's on an alien planet where he's holding this massive like rock. It's not the size of Texas. It's obviously much smaller, but it's huge, and he drops it and it just obliterates a whole city. And some very, very nice people on the internet have calced it to come around to be around 500,000 tons. So beat that.
And people in the chat keep mentioning the hammer. Is that major spoilers if you go into whatever that is?
The hammer. What about the hammer?
It's the
I'm sorry. What is it, Liam?
It's the I'm trying not to spoil it.
Okay.
Right. Yes, going to the whole idea of. So I was just talking about offensive strength. I can get to the hammer in a little
Why
bit.
am I helping you?
I was going to talk about this. I forgot the name of it, but like, thank you for reminding me. The idea that Homelander can take any weapon that the government can throw at him. So we are assuming that is nukes. That includes nukes. It probably doesn't,
because it
that would be
help
interesting.
Your argument.
But even if it did, the
interesting.
most powerful nuke that they could theoretically throw at them is a couple dozen megatons. The most powerful nuke ever made was a Russian one that was 50 megatons. We've talked about in Death Battle like a million times. But the American government doesn't have that.
Yep.
But assuming that they did, because this is a fictional world, 50 megatons. The intended yield for the Tsar bomb was 100 megatons. They had to dumb it down because if they didn't, they would destroy the planet by fucking up the ozone. You can't go much higher than that before you screw up the atmosphere and then you cause the next ice age. So,
that's a good feeling, ain't it?
Yeah, that could have happened.
We built a weapon or the Russians built a weapon that could have just destroyed everybody.
Imagine the power of that meeting. We've created something so powerful that we could fuck the entire planet.
It's literally Dr. Strangelove. Like, they made a movie. They made a dark comedy about that exact thing happening. It's a great movie. It's a classic.
So let's just assume that that's what they're throwing at him. Well, the hammer is way more powerful. And it's the thing. So we haven't seen what that means in the boys of sending the most powerful weapons at him and him just tanking it. We have seen it in Invincible. We see the hammer attack Omni-Man and he just flies through it. It fucks it up. We've seen their kaiju attack Omni-Man and he just destroys it. He fights it twice and he beats it up both times.
Well, we don't know how powerful the hammer is. Visually speaking, all we see is it destroys a big chunk of land. It actually looked very similar to a feat from a recent Death Battle episode, Heihachi versus Geese.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing as the Tekken laser, pretty much.
It's the Tekken laser,
it's the
which was
shit.
only a few megatons, so less than 50, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we can just say because it looks like Tekken laser, it's strong as Tekken laser. That seems a little.
I think
but
you can do anything I want because I'm an adult and no one can tell me what to do.
The way they describe the hammer is the most powerful thing they have available. This is very clearly the U.S. government, which means they would have access to this same weaponry that we are theoretically throwing at Homelander. Which, again, we are theoretically throwing a 50-ton nuke at him, which the U.S. government does not actually have, at least as far as we are aware. We probably do. Buried somewhere. So theoretically, they threw a 50-ton nuke at him, and he walked out of it. The hammer is clearly supposed to be way more powerful than that. And Omni-Man destroyed it. Pretty dang quick. Pretty dang quick. Oh, that's another occasion where he flew into space in just a matter of seconds. But this time he was being blasted. Like, the dude gets blasted by a super laser, and instead of just flying out of it, he decides, fuck it, I'm just going to fly up the most powerful laser in existence.
He Independence Days it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, he could have easily just left the laser and then flew up and destroyed the satellite. But no, he has to, fucking, flex as hard as he can on these
Hello,
assholes.
boys.
Just fly straight up it.
I'm back.
And then he takes on the kaiju right after that. Like, yeah, Homelander's screwed. but okay.
Well,
okay.
I
know there
I
is
have a
something
hell
from
of
the
a
comics.
rebuttal. No. I have a
Okay,
rebuttal.
go for it.
Yeah. And in fact, the rebuttal is in poem form, so you know you're about to get on.
All right, I'm voting Omni-Man. I'm voting Omni-Man.
This meta of weird argument, art styles. When Billy started it where he's saying Merceline, right? And I think he started something now where now we get a poem victory. Go hit us with Billy. Don't let me stop you.
Roses are red.
Oh fuck.
Violets are blue. Why do you guys keep giving me the character that obviously Lou says?
Why would you do that?
It's vote time.
Yeah, for sure. Gee, I wonder what it'll be now.
Jeez.
What a great...
You're not supposed to shoot yourself in the foot like that.
Yeah,
I thought it was a funny bit, and I figured it would be less funny if I did it after.
Voting
ended.
We can see what I want to see what the polls say before they've heard you say that. So we should.
As soon as you said,
"Yeah,
I have a poem," I clicked on vote Omni-Man in the chat. I want you to know that.
Okay.
Well,
all right. Fuck it. We're not going to do any transitions or whatever. Let's just get to the vote. Let's just do it.
I'm picking my character next time.
Close the poll, Brian.
Yeah, I didn't pick Omni-Man. I was given Omni-Man. So somebody here took pity on me. All right, let's go ahead. Thank you, Sam. Let's go ahead and bring up the poll from Twitter. Let's start with that.
All right.
Hey,
yeah,
look at that.
Surprise.
Look at that.
One of the most one-sided polls I've seen on this show. Has anything been worse than has anything gotten into the 90-10 range?
I don't think so.
We've been doing this for a while. I mean, even before we did the debate thing, I don't know. There might be one. I feel like there had to have been one that was in the 90s.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There must have been. I can't remember.
The Homelander votes were obviously jokes.
I don't even remember what the percentage of the poll was last week. So, don't ask me.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we not have community answers?
We do. But
we usually save that for... Well, actually, no. We're doing that now. Because
the show is all screwed up from the 20 minutes we burned.
As always, we ask you guys what you think of the matchup ahead of time on Twitter. So let's go ahead and bring up the first Twitter.
This one comes from Smug Kyrie and the Right to Bear Arms. It's honestly hard to say, as we've never seen Homelander get pushed to his absolute limits in either the comics or TV series. Unlike Omni-Man, who we have a clear evidence of what his limits are, like him getting beaten into a coma by the Guardians. So I'm going to assume that was an argument for Homelander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of the best argument. We've never really seen Homelander get destroyed or anything, whereas we have seen Omni-Man lose a fight, right? We do
in
know,
the show.
Well,
in the show, we do know he has
lose a fight. I wouldn't describe it as that.
Okay. Yeah. We do see him get heavily damaged. How about that?
Yes, we see him get more damaged than Homelander.
We've ever seen Homelander get. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless
I was going to rely on the 7 and the Guardians of the Globe are probably equivalent, but that's such a weak argument. I couldn't even bring myself.
And I really doubt it. Unless
the fact that they can
punches
hurt
Homelander
Omni-Man
at some point.
The fact that they can hurt Omni-Man is evidence that they're stronger than the 7, because the 7 can't even touch Homelander, and Omni-Man has better feats.
The only one
Yep.
who I don't think we're clear on that is Maeve. It's possible Maeve might be able to deal some damage to him, but
Yeah.
like that might be what happens. How they finally take down Homelander. We'll see, but it's implied, strongly implied that that's not the case.
Yeah.
And plus
If you know
it's
the
implied
comic,
she
you know.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the comic. Well, the Boys' comic and show is so much more different than the Invincible comic.
I think the big
So I don't know if I
twist
can
is gonna
compare
be the same because it is such a like big.
Don't say it.
twist. I'm not gonna
Okay,
say it.
that's
I'm not gonna say it.
If it is though, I don't know. I feel like season 2, like the very first episode, kind of set up that that's not the case.
Felix Grace here, bringing you another sponsorship, and we all know them, we all love them. They make great glasses, and they help us keep our eyes nice and healthy. Because you know what? About 5 years ago, they were like, "Hey, maybe staring at these screens all day ain't the best thing for our eye jorbs." So Felix Gray designed glasses that filter 15 times more blue light to make both our work and our personal time a lot less painful. And they got classic frames. They got they're made from acetate, hand finish for durable, lightweight, and comfortable pair of glasses. Plus, a lot of things I love about them. Free exchanges, 30-day money-back guarantee, and a 1-year warranty. So when you get your glasses, you can just wear them and not worry about them at all because you got a warranty. You're good. Just throw them on. Use them. They're a utility tool for your face, not something to worry about. That's why they have a warranty. Don't worry about them. Anyways, point is, blue light lenses come in at just $95. And then if you're like me with bad eye gorbs who can't see past this screen, you can get prescriptions for just an extra $50 on that. So that's $145 for your prescription blue light filtering glasses, plus 30-day money-back guarantee even on those prescription glasses, which is awesome. So get yourself a pair of glasses made for the 21st century and designed for modern, hardworking eyes. You got nothing to lose, except for maybe some eye strain, which you want to lose. So go to felixgrayglasses.com/battlecast for the best blue light glasses on the market. That is Felix Gray, FELIXGRAY, glasses.com/battlecast. Link in the description, which you can click as well. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. FelixGrayGlasses.com/battlecast. Go do it. Go check it out. Thank you, Felix Gray. We go back to the show now.
Well, let's
I
get
don't
the
know
what
Omni-Man's
you're referring
answer
to.
before we
let's-
cryptically spoil something. Let's go to Omni-Man.
All right,
All right.
Omni-Man.
Tamatoa Stan says Homelander can toss a baseball to another city. Omni-Man threw one around the planet for a father-son game of catch. Homelander outsped an explosion. Omni-Man reached escape velocity and flew across the solar system. Also, Nolan is voiced by J.K. Simmons.
That is the biggest
Yeah.
dub.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
the strongest argument I saw in the tweets for sure. Was that
The J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons part.
J.K. Simmons? Yeah, I was like, well, that's a fucking tough
I love people
one to really
dubbing over like the Cave Johnson lemon rant over the
Yes.
Think
Yeah.
Mark Think. I love the Think Mark Think meme. I saw a Ben and Hal one that was really funny.
I retweeted that, or I posted that. I still don't know who made it. Like,
No,
I
I
need to
saw
find
it.
out who
It was
made
on a
it.
YouTube video. I saw it on the Death Battle Reddit. I don't know where it originated. I think it originated in the video because it was just a compilation of all of them. So it was probably like, I don't know, maybe like on 4chan or something. They were memeing it, and then they just collected them.
the worst place.
Yeah.
It's the origin of all memes. That's the best
it
thing
is
going
happening.
for it. It is
Mhm.
it is where memes are born.
all right. Well, it's time for the jury to vote. If you have not gotten your vote in on the chat, for those of you watching live, go ahead and do that now. It looks like it might actually be over, so never mind.
I asked
got your
Brian to
votes.
close it earlier
Yeah.
so that
All
their
right.
true opinions were there before Liam spoiled it and gave up and threw in the towel.
It's probably
I
good.
don't know what I'm supposed to do. You actually even missed out on the. I was going to mention the Flaxen feat where he rockets. He flies so hard that he becomes like a
That's so
bullet
hard.
that that just like causes like continent-sized explosions on the Flaxen homeworld.
Well, he impacts. I actually can't remember if he impacts the buildings or if he just flies over them and it causes the
No.
buildings to explode beneath
Oh.
him. I can't remember.
Yeah, but I think both. I think he flies through some, and then like the force of causes explosions. He basically
Yeah.
becomes like a laser, and you see from orbit like huge, like country-sized explosions like over the horizon.
Interestingly,
It's
I
crazy.
believe in the comics that event takes like 6 months, where in the show
Yes.
it's like an afternoon.
Yeah,
It's
It's-
also hard
it
to
still
say
takes-
anything about that knowing it's on a different planet, right? Like you don't know what the makeup of their
Atmosphere is like,
and et
like maybe
cetera.
it's like
yeah.
easily
super,
ignited by
We
Yeah.
know a little
Yeah.
bit. That's a major spoiler, but I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's not that big of a spoiler. But
Okay,
we
let's
don't
go to
look
the
at it.
poll. Let's go to the poll.
We keep
in the
dancing
chat
on
room,
major
right?
spoilers.
Well, first
surprise,
let's start. Well,
surprise.
okay, fine.
Surprise.
Oh, look at that.
Sorry, sorry, Ben.
It actually is exactly.
we knew.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Twitter poll. Omni-Man got less votes, but just
Ben,
like
you won
83% to 17%. Well, we still have 2 more votes.
Yeah, let's see it.
we have
This
our
could
vote.
be a tie.
I want to see the live chats vote, but I guess we got to vote first.
That's what we
That
just
was
saw.
the live chats vote. We just
Yeah.
saw that.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
You weren't
guys.
looking at view
Yeah.
lazy.
We're going out of order. This episode's
Yeah,
all over
we
the
are-
place.
Well,
Chad,
Make it unanimous.
you
Make it a
voting for?
unanimous one, guys.
Omni-Man. There you go, Ben. Enjoy your win.
I win.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Sam, we got to know who you.
Omni-Man. Yeah, I'd already.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
Omni-Man,
clean
100%.
sweep.
Yeah.
Is this my
Clean
first
sweep,
win?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Right?
think it
Your
is.
first dub.
I feel like it's a pity win though. It's like
No,
it's like
you won.
Omni-Man versus Homelander.
You-
of course I'm gonna win if I'm on.
You won one. You won one against me, but the chat still voted for me. So then I said I count that as a personal victory.
I do think
That's
though
right, that's
this
right.
one, as we get more seasons of the boys, like we could have a bit of a reversal on this. Like if we learn more about Homelander's limits, like
Yeah.
yeah, we could figure out.
If you include the
I-
comic, though, then he like blows up a planet by flying through it. Like
Well,
so it's
okay,
not-
spoilers.
spoilers. Oh, sorry.
Ah!
Yeah,
Damn it.
The comic.
It's over.
Okay. Well, no. That's interesting because I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So in the comic, he's very clearly planet level.
Yeah.
At like,
Minimum.
I guess there's an argument to say at minimum he doesn't do it by himself, but
yeah, but still, like
it's possible he's
1/3.
not completely planet level himself. That's up for debate. But he's definitely around that tier, right? Like
Yeah.
Homelander is not that.
sea
so
level
like
at best.
Omni-Man versus Homelander is the matchup we're seeing requested all the time for Omni-Man. I'm like, Omni-Man would be so cool in a death battle, but I don't think Homelander's the right one to do it with. I mean, maybe.
It's
maybe
thematically
could,
great, and
we
I
could
think
make it
everyone
a
would
cool
be.
fight, but I
Yeah.
feel like the winner is fairly straightforward. So I was thinking of other characters. Omni-Man. could maybe,
Omni-Man
like,
versus
go up against.
Krillin. I'm telling you, my boy
Well-
is out here to win them all.
I was thinking about Dragon Ball because the Viltrumites are very similar. I feel like Omni-Man has more similarities to a Saiyan, to Vegeta, than
Yeah.
to a Superman, actually. Especially if you get into his backstory and stuff like what's going to come up later. Shouldn't say more, but he's definitely a lot more similar to Vegeta than Superman, in my opinion. So I was thinking, like, what's a good Saiyan character that could fight Omni-Man? Because like Vegeta would kick his ass pretty obviously, right? Like you can't do Omni-Man versus Vegeta. Maybe like a certain era of Vegeta. Maybe like
Saiyan Saga Vegeta.
Saiyan Saga
would be the
before
best.
Super Saiyan even existed. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people would want to see that. That seems like kind of unfair. But I was thinking, and the chat's got it too. They're talking about it.
Yeah.
Bardock.
Yamcha? Oh,
It'd be
Bardock,
awesome.
okay.
I think
Yeah.
Bardock could be the perfect character for him to fight. Bardock's a little weird because like Dragon Ball Minus, I guess is technically canon now, but the original
Yes.
story of Bardock.
Technically, canon Bardock is completely featless. He does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Technically.
he's like, to be frank, he's kind of lame compared to original
I-
Bardock. And then
I
there's
hate Dragon Ball
also
Minus.
the Super Saiyan Bardock, which is like, I
Episode
don't know
of
if
Bardock,
that's
or
technically
episode of-
the
yeah.
same canon as the movie or if it like ties in. I don't know. Bardock has all sorts of weird shit going on in terms of like what's legit and what's not. But Bardock, just generally speaking, I think would be a really cool matchup for Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of power, but also in terms of themes as father figures for characters that are not on board with what they want to do. And then later on what happens in their stories, which kind of parallels in certain ways as well.
I hope somebody just joined the chat, get here early to watch Achievement Hunter, and just is confused by why every single person is chanting Bardock.
So I have no idea how, like, well, I mean, I have some general idea, but like, I don't know per se how Super Saiyan Bardock would pair up against Omni-Man. Like, that might completely overshadow him. But it could be an interesting episode to look into for future death battle. I don't know. Let us
I feel
know
like
what
we
you
have more information on Yamcha, which is like
We do.
Yeah.
Well,
probably the
Yamcha was the main
better.
character in OG Dragon Ball.
we know Bardock
Yeah.
is stronger than King Vegeta, and King Vegeta in the anime which would be fine to use because it's Toei stuff, and the Bardock we're using is Toei, destroys some planets. So we know Bardock is at least planet level.
Fuck it.
Yamcha
We'll just do
planet
we'll,
level.
We'll
I
just
don't
do Omni-Man versus
Yamcha
Zarbon.
should be planet.
That'll be fine.
Easily, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you all for watching this episode of Death Battle Cast. If you tuned in live to join the chat, I know it was a little bit of a weird episode with some hiccups and a little variety, I guess, in our format. But yeah, whatever. It's Death Battle Cast. We just kind of go with the flow and bullshit half the time, frankly.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yep.
But we are very happy that Chad had a great weekend for
That
once.
they didn't get to hear about unless they were watching live.
The kids did not destroy his life for once. But of course, you never know what's going to happen next weekend.
Thanks, Ben.
On that ominous note, remember to be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think of Omni-Man versus Bardock as a potential episode. Be sure to check out Neon Combini when it debuts May 27th. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be on Rooster Teeth Animation, on roosterteeth.com, as well as some individual shorts on YouTube later on. But May 27th on roosterteeth.com.
And if you're watching live, stick around because Achievement Hunter's up next.
Literally right now, unless we want to go over and make their day annoying.
No, we'll be nice.
Okay.
Okay, bye.